Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today we will start from customer transactions. We will start from customers' sales orders. Now, in your company, sometimes after you send your good quotations, before send the invoice, you may send a sales order. Or if you receive any purchase orders from your customers, you will enter that purchase order and you will allocate that goods to your customers. In that case, you can use this customer sales orders. Before raise an invoice, you can enter sales order. You can enter sales orders from customers, transactions, customer sales orders. And also, when you are setting up your company setup, there's an option under general settings, item settings, sales orders, reserve item quantities. Now, if you have enabled this or if you tick this option, when you enter sales orders, that quantities will reserve for that customer. Okay. If you tick this option, if you enter sales orders, that quantity will reserve for that customer. And also from sales orders, there's no any accounting journal entries. It's only, it's just a document. Okay. There's no any accounting entries. This is only a document. Okay. After that, you can click add sales order. And you can enter your sales order. First time when you are doing sales orders, these steps will display. If you want, you can click next and you can check that, or you can close this. Right. From here, customer drop-down menu, you can select customer. After you select the customer, system will display that customer's balance. And if you have entered that customer addresses, that numbers, you can view that details. This document number will generate from the system. You can change these numbers from document and statements, document numbers, and from here you can change this number format. And if you are using only one user in this system, you can change or edit this number. Or if you are using multi-users, if you have more than one user in the system, you cannot edit that numbers. Okay, I'm using two different companies. Here you cannot change because this system has more than one user, but this company has only one user. Therefore, you can change or edit this number. Next, if your customer send any document, you can enter as customer reference number. If that customer send purchase orders, you can enter that purchase order number under customer reference. And also, if you have already entered, say, customer quotation, you can convert that quotation to an sales order. If you have already entered quotation, you can convert that quotation to a sales order. Now, sometimes some companies may send quotation after that sales order. Finally, they will send the invoice to the customer. Or sometimes you may send only quotation and only invoice. Or sometimes some companies, they don't send any quotations or sales order, they just send the invoice. Based on your company, you can use this transaction. And if you have entered any quotation, you can convert that quotation to a sales order. Then no need to enter details again. You can select the quotation. Then that items will display in the screen. After that, you can print or email this sales order. Assume now you haven't sent any quotation, and you are entering a sales order. You will enter a fresh one. Click add sales order. Select the customer, and from here you can select your items. You can select your items, change quantity. If that's available, you can select tax rate, and if you are giving any discount, you can enter discount. Like that, you can add your items. Right, like this, you can add your sales order. And also, if you want to add any message here, you can enter that message. Okay, I'll repeat it again. You can enter sales orders from customers, transactions, customer sales orders, click add sales order. From customer drop-down menu, you can select your customer. After you select the customer, system will display customer balance, credit limit, and addresses. And if you are giving any credit period, it will display that delivery date also. And from here, that document number will generate from the system. You can set those numbers from company settings, document and statements, document numbers. From here, you can set your numbers. Okay. And also, now this sales order just a document, there's no accounting entries. If you want, you can reserve that sales order quantities to your customers. If you tick this option, sales orders reserve item quantities, if you tick this option, that sales order quantities will reserve for that customer. Okay, you can change these settings from general settings, item settings, and tick on this sales orders reserve item quantities. Then that quantities will reserve for your customer. And also, if you are using only one user in your system, this document numbers you can edit. If you have more than one user, you cannot edit this document number. It's generating from the system. Okay, like this. If you have only one user, you can edit. But if you have more than one user, you cannot edit this number. Next, customer reference. If you are a customer sending any document or purchase order, you can enter that purchase order number here. After that, you can select your items. You can enter quantity. If you have set the pricing, system will display the pricing. And if you want to change, you can change from here. There's a message, the selling price of this item is below the cost price. Now here there's an option, warn when item selling prices is below cost. If you take this option, system will send a warning message that selling price is below the cost. Now here you can double check that pricing. Now we haven't entered that pricing when we are creating the item. So you can enter the price. Like that, you can enter your items. If you want to add more items, you can add from here. And if you want to delete any line, you can delete by clicking this red color button. After that, you can save your sales order. Or if you want to email or print, you can print or email. Right. Now you can create a sales order. After that, we will discuss other option in this sales order. Okay, this way you can enter your sales orders. In addition to that, now here you can see your prices in exclusive prices. If you want to change your prices, or if you want to view in inclusive amounts, you can tick this option. Then system will display inclusive amount, that is with VAT. You can see now, if you tick this option, inclusive price will display. If you untick this option, exclusive price will display. Next, you can change the layout from here. And also, if you want to allocate any sales rep, you can allocate from here. Here you can enter discount. And if you are giving same discount for all items, you can use discount percentage here. Or else, if you are giving different discount for different items, you can use this line discount. Here you can enter discount percentage, or you can enter discount amount. Furthermore, you can change this type. You can change your account, time, or bundle. If you select account, you can select your GL accounts. From here, you can select GL account. And also, if you have bundle items, you can select bundle. Now you can see, if you select bundle item, other all items will display here. Okay, we have select only computer, but other items, components of that computer, keyboard, mouse, monitor, and speaker will populate to this screen if you select bundle item. Next, if you want to add any message, you can add message here. After that, you can email or print or save this sales order. And if you are entering again another sales order, you can click save and new. Then this sales order will save and new sales order will display here. Right. And also, if you want to add any notes for these items, by clicking this file mark, then a new line will open. Here you can enter your that details. Now for an example, if you want to add serial numbers for these items, by clicking this icon, file icon, you can enter the serial number. Then this color will change to blue color. Like this, you can add any notes or serial number or comment you can add by clicking this file mark. By clicking this button, there's a button called A. From here, you can add messages. You can enter name for that. Now for an example, sometimes you may give 30 days credit, 45 days, or 6 days credit based on your customer. So if you want to mention that different messages, you can save that message, and relevant customer, you can select the correct message. Okay, then you can select message. Then no need to type again. From here, you can select. You can mention that message as credit period, or if you have different bank accounts, if you want to request them to deposit a particular bank account, you can select, or you can create messages for that bank account details, and you can select the correct bank account. Here you can enter bank name, account number, account name, branch. These details you can type as a message. After that, you can select that message. Okay, now for an example, if you have bank accounts in Sampath Bank, Ceylon Bank, Commercial Bank, and you want to, if customer is direct deposit to your banks, you can request them to select deposit to a particular bank. In that case, you can create messages by entering your bank account details, and after that, you can select the bank account from here. Right. Next, there are a few options. Sales order history. By clicking the sales order history, you can view this sales order history. Okay, who has created that sales order, when, like that, you can view that sales order history. We'll save this again and we will open. I'll change this price and I'll save again. Again, I'll open this sales order and click options. And view sales order history. Now you can see that some items, there are actions created, edited, date, user details. Now here I have changed the value of that document. Then I change the prices. All details you can view from here. Now in this company, there's only one user. If you want to add any users, you can add users by go to administration, manage users. And by clicking this add user, you can add another user. Okay, you can enter that user details, email, and save. After that, you will receive, that user will receive an email by clicking confirmation button. That user also, additional user also can log into the system. In addition to that, under permission, we will discuss this when you are doing administration. There's an option under customers, customer tax invoices, view GP on invoices, quotes, and sales order. By default, this tick is unticked. If you tick this option and save, after that, we will go to our sales order. Now here, now you can see view sales order GP. Now this sales order gross profit, you can view from here. You can view gross profit percentage, gross profit amount, And here you can view average cost, exclusive price, gross profit amount, and gross profit percentage. And also there are two tabs, average cost and last cost. If you select average cost, system will calculate gross profit based on this average cost. And if you select last cost, system will calculate this gross profit based on the last cost. There may be average cost and last cost. Average cost is calculating from period of time you are purchasing item. That average cost automatically calculate from the system. Last cost is last purchase price. Okay, average cost is calculate from the system, and last cost is your last purchase price. So you can view your gross profit based on average cost and last cost. Okay, next, show user-defined fields. You can enter user-defined fields values from here by clicking this option, user-defined fields. And here you can add your values. And you can edit this user-defined fields names. These names or labels you can change from company settings. Here, user-defined fields, documents and transactions, customer sales orders. You can change these user-defined field names. You can change from here. Next, document attachment. If you want to attach any document, you can attach from here. And also you can attach up to 5 attachments and up to 2 MB. Here you can attach up to 2 MB and 5 attachments. By clicking this attachment, you can attach your documents. Next, document notes. If you want to add any document note, you can add from here. Now, for an example, if you want to follow up this sales order, you can enter action date and you can enter note. Then when this action date reaches, it will display under your dashboard to-do list. Okay, from here, sales order actions you can view from here. Right, next, if you want to convert this sales order to an invoice, you can convert by clicking this create invoice. Or if you want to copy same sales order again, you can use this copy sales order. If you click this copy sales order, now here number is 1. If you click this copy sales order, system will create a new sales order. Now here number is 2 with selecting same details that customer number, customer name, and other items. Same way, system will create a new sales order. Only this document number will change. Right, like that, you can enter sales order. In addition to that, there are 2 methods. You can go to quotations You can go to customer quotation list, and by you can select the quotation you want to convert to sales order. After that, you can click this action and create sales order. Then same details will fill here. You don't want to enter that sales order items again. System will populate all details same as your quotation. Okay. You can convert your quotation to sales order. Furthermore, you can create sales order from here. Write sales order. Select your customer. And from this, from quote, you can convert quotation to a sales order. Okay. Go to sales order, select customer, click from quote, select quotation. Then system will convert that quotation to sales order. Like that, you can enter your sales orders. First option is go to customers, transactions, sales orders. Click add sales orders. And you can enter your sales order details, or you can select the customer. And if you have any entered quotations, you can convert your quotations to sales order, or you can go to quotation list. And by clicking this section, you can convert your quotation to a sales order. Okay, like this, you can enter your sales orders. Right, now you can practice this sales order options, and you can change your permissions, and you can tick that view GP option also. Right, now please practice these sales order options. Okay, after you enter your sales orders, you can view your sales orders list from customer sales orders. From here, you can view your sales orders. You can view customer name, document number, customer reference, date, delivery date, and also if you want to add more details, or from here you can customize this grid by clicking this customize grid. You can tick required columns, and if you want to remove any column, you can untick that column. After that, you can save. And also from this, by clicking this heading, you can sort your sales orders. Now if you want to sort by document number, you can click this heading, then it will sort. If you want ascending or descending order, you can sort. Next, there are few status available: pending, overdue, invoice. Now invoiced is if you have convert this sales order to an invoice, the status will change to invoice. Next, pending. Now this first sales order delivery date is October 5th, but still we haven't reached that date. Therefore, status is pending. And this sales order delivery date is 19th of March, 19th of May. So now we have reached this delivery date. Therefore, still we haven't invoiced this sales order. Therefore, the status is overdue. Like that, status will change from the system. And if you want to search any sales order, by typing under search, you can search that sales order. Right. Next, you can filter your sales orders from dated today, dated this month, delivery today, pending. Like that, you can filter your sales orders. And also from here, you can sort by multi columns. Here, if you click heading, you can sort only from one column, but if you want to sort by multi-column, you can add levels from here. Like this, you can add levels and you can sort. Next, there's actions. From actions, you can preview your sales order, or you can print, email. And if you want to edit this sales order, by clicking this edit, you can edit your sales order. And if you want to delete this sales order, you can delete. And if you want to convert this sales order to an invoice, you can create invoice. If you want to copy this sales order, click copy sales order. And if you want to view history, you can by clicking view history, you can view the history. Next, there are 3 buttons, inactivated buttons. If you tick any sales order, those buttons will activate. And from here, by selecting more than one sales order, if you want to delete, print, or email that sales orders. Okay, by ticking these sales orders, you can delete, print, or email that sales orders. Right now, you can practice this customer sales orders grid. Okay, like that, you can enter your sales orders. Next, we will move to customer invoice. Now, in practical situations, sometimes you may enter only invoices. You will not enter quotations or sales order, or sometimes you will enter quotations and invoices, and sometimes you may use the quotation, sales order, invoices. And based on your company requirement, you can use these 3 steps. And also, in quotations and sales orders, there's no any accounting entries. It's only document. But in tax invoices, there are accounting entries. Now, if you enter tax invoice, trade receivable will debit, and your inventories will credit, and cost of sale will debit, and your income will credit. Okay. If you enter tax invoice, your trade receivable will debit, and income or your sales will credit, and cost of sale debit, and your inventory credit. Right, you can enter your tax invoices from here, customer transactions, customer tax invoices. After that, you can click add the tax invoice. And when you enter invoice, your customer balance will increase. And if you are selling goods, that items will decrease. Right, from here, you can select your customer. After you select the customer, you can view customer balance and customer details. Document number will create automatically. You can set from company settings. And if your customer has sent any purchase orders, you can enter that document number under customer reference. Here also, you can enter this date, and if you are giving credit period, you can view that due date will calculate based on your credit period. Now we will open this customer. Now here we are going to invoice to Accounting Software Private Limited. We will open that customer. Now this customer has 45 days credit period. Now here also system has calculated 45 days. And this is customer has 10% default discount. Here we have entered 10% discount. If you enter any default discount when you are creating customer, that discount will display in when you are entering transaction. And if you want to change this discount, you can change when you are processing the transaction. And we have set layout. Go to report layouts, and from here you can view tax invoice. This PW Holdings layout has selected. Next, sales rep. Here we have selected this Brad Silva sales rep. That sales rep will display here. After that, you can enter your invoice. From here, item drop-down menu, you can select your item. You can select item and you can enter quantity. And if tax is available, you can select tax rate. And if tax not available for this item, you can select no tax. And if you are giving discount, you can enter discount percentage or discount amount here. Then system will calculate tax and total. Like that, you can select your items. And also, when you are selecting your items, you can view item code available, item description, reserved quantity, and quantity on hand. If you have ticked that reserved quantity option, sales order, you can view reserved quantity. And also you can view quantity on hand. After that, you can save or print, email this customer invoice. Okay, like that, you can enter customer invoice. Now you can enter customer invoice. After that, we will discuss other features in this customer invoice. Okay. Right now we will discuss other features in customer invoice. Now you can save this customer invoice. Now, when you are saving, there's a message, your credit limit will be exceeded. Would you like to continue? Now here you can see this customer credit limit is 150,000. Current balance is to 529,000. So if you want to accept this invoice, you can click yes and you can continue. Or if you want to delete this invoice, you can click no. Okay. Now you can enter credit limit for customers when you are creating customers, and if that credit limit will increase, system will pop up a message. And if you want to continue, you can click yes and continue. Or if you want to block that invoice, you can click no. Right. Next, we'll select another item. Now, when you select the item, if you have enter item prices, it will display here. Change this price. Now, system will display the selling price of this item is below the cost price. Now, when you are setting up your company settings, under general settings, item settings, there's a message warn when item selling price is below cost. Then if you tick this option, system will pop up a message. Right, we'll select another item. Okay, now processing this quantity will cause the quantity on hand for this item fall below 0. You are not allowed to process below quantity on hand. Now in here, under general settings, item settings, there are two settings. One, when item quantities fall below 0, and do not allow item quantities below 0. Now, if you tick first option, system will display a message, but you can process the transaction. But if you select second option, do not allow item quantities fall below 0, you cannot process that transaction. Now, this item, we have 10 available quantity on hand. If we enter 20 here, now system will not allow to process this invoice. Processing this quantity will cause the quantity on hand for this item to fall below 0, because now we have 10, we are going to invoice for 20, so it will that quantity on hand will fall below 0. Therefore, system will not allow to process this transaction. And if we tick this first option, we'll select first option, warn when item quantities fall below 0, and save. We will go to this invoice and refresh. We'll enter new invoice. Now we will select same item. Now this item has 10 quantity on hand. We will enter 20. Processing this quantity will cause the quantity on hand for item fall below 0. This might result in reserved item being unavailable for delivery. So you can click OK and you can process, but in previous situation, if you tick this do not allow item quantities fall below 0, system not allowed to enter that quantity. Okay. The difference between these two options are first one, if you tick first option, system will pop up a message, but you can continue. But if you tick second option, system will not allow to process that transaction. We select another item. Now here, this item, okay, we'll go to another item. Now in this item, you can see that quantity also fall below 0. After that, the cost of this item is 0. For accurate cost of sales reporting, ensure that the cost of the item is correct. Now, if you have any items in the inventory, all items should have cost. Okay. So unless if you receive those items free of charge, every item should have a cost. Okay. So when you are implementing the system, there's an option under item settings, warn when item cost is 0. If you tick this option, if you are invoicing any items with 0 cost of sales, system will pop up this message. Okay, then you can check whether that item actually cost is 0, or by mistake you have entered that cost is 0. Okay, you can again check your item list, and you can check whether that item has a cost, or by mistake you have entered cost is 0. Right. These options you can change from here. And also there's another option, display inactive items for selection on document lines. Now you can create your items, and after that sometimes you may discontinue some items. Okay, you will create items in the system, and sometimes you may discontinue items due to market demand, or if that product is not profitable, you may discontinue. In that case, you can inactivate that item. Okay, now here we'll open this here, active tick box available here. That means this item is an inactivated item. Right, we have unticked this item, therefore this item is inactivated item. Now here, display inactive items for selection on document line, we have unticked this option. That means that inactivated items will not display in document lines. That means here, those items will not display. We'll enter that item, B0001, B0001. So it is not display here. We'll take another item. Now we have item 2BR. Check that one. Now here that item also will not display, because we have unticked this option, display inactive items for selection on document line. If you tick this option, that inactivated items also will display when you are processing the transaction. If you untick this option, that inactivated items will not display in the document line. Right, like that, you can enter your sales customer invoice. Here also you can add message. If you want to display your bank account details, you can mention here. And also there are this analysis code. Now, if you are using analysis code, you can select your analysis codes from here. And after that, when you are generating your profit and loss report, you can generate profit and loss report with analysis code. Now, for an example, your company may have different branches, cost centers, or departments, or jobs, and you want to view that your profit and loss report with that projects or departments or cost center wise. So in that case, first you need to create your analysis codes from company. From here, you can create analysis code, and you can link that analysis code here. After that, you can generate your report. I'll select all and analysis codes. Okay, now you can see sales department, marketing, HR, accounting, manufacturing, packing, and total and uncategorized you can view. Now, if you link your analysis code from here, it will link to this profit and loss report. Okay, if you select analysis code, now this income will display under that particular analysis code. And also cost of sales also will capture from this analysis code. Here also you can add lines by clicking this green color button. And if you want to remove any line by clicking this red color button, you can delete that line. And if you link your sales rep here, you can view sales rep wise sales. Go to customers, reports, sales by sales rep. If you link your sales rep to invoice, you can view your sales rep wise report. Okay, next, you can create customer invoices like this, or else you can go to quotation list and you can convert your quotations to an invoice by clicking this create invoice. You convert one quotation . Okay, now this quotation has converted to invoice. Same way, you can convert your sales orders to an invoice. Go to customer sales orders. Click actions. Create invoice. Right, like that, you can convert your quotations or sales orders to invoice. Furthermore, if you have any pending quotations or sales orders, you can convert when you are creating the invoice. Click add a tax invoice and you can select your customer here. After you select your customer, if there's any outstanding sales orders or quotations, system will pop up a message And if you want to convert that quotations or sales order by clicking yes, you can convert that sales order quotation to an invoice. Right? Like that, you can convert quotations or sales order to an invoice. And also from here also, from quote or sales order, you can select your pending quotation or sales order. Right, like that, you can convert your sales orders and quotations to an invoice. You can practice this, and also after you practice this, you can take a short break. After that, we will discuss options in this customer invoice. Okay, we will start by 4:40. Okay, like that, you can enter customer invoice. Here also, by clicking this file mark, you can add notes. And also, by changing this type, you can select GL accounts. Now, if you want to invoice for GL account, now for an example, if you are providing consultant services, sometimes you may not create item. You may select that consultancy services GL account. In that case, you can change this type to account and you can select GL account. And also you can select bundle items. After you select bundle items, you can add that components of that item. If you change this, you can change other items also. And also, you can select layouts and assume you are a SAT registered customer or SAT registered company. So when you are invoicing to your SWAT customers, you can issue a SWAT invoice, and if you have tax VAT customers, you can issue VAT invoice when you are invoicing to customers. So you can change that layouts from here, and also when you are creating customer, you can set layout. That relevant layout will display here. And when you are processing the transaction time also, you can change this layout or sales reps. Next, here also, if you tick the use inclusive, this inclusive price will display here. And if you untick, exclusive price will display. And from here, you can print or email delivery note for these items. And you can email, print, or save this customer invoice. Next, we will move to these options. You can view invoice GP, invoice gross profit from here. You can view based on average cost or last cost. I'll save this item, sales invoice. And I'll change the price and save. And open again. And from here, I can view invoice history. Can view if your user has edited any invoices, you can view from here. Next, show user-defined fields. From here, you can view your user-defined fields. Next, document notes. If you want to add any document notes, you can add from here. And when you reach that action date, it will display in the to-do list. Next, anticipated payment date. Now, if you are giving credit for this customer, and if customer agrees to pay in a particular day, you can add that anticipated payment date. Here you can select date, and you can enter that note. And if you want to get any reminders, you can get a reminder date you can set. Okay, you can set anticipated payment date and amount, and you can save. After that, system will pop up a message on that anticipated payment date. Next, recurring invoices. We will discuss recurring invoices when you are doing that transaction. From recurring invoices, you can schedule your invoices. Now, if you are issuing any fixed amount, now for an example, if you are providing consultancy services, or if you are providing accounting services to your clients, you will charge fixed amount from your client. Okay, assume you have client, every month you are charging 100,000 from that customer for accounting services. In that case, you can schedule your invoice for that customer, and system will generate that invoice and email to that customer. Next, create credit note. If you enter invoice, if you want to convert this invoice to credit note, you can create invoice from here. And also, if you want to again invoice that, you can click this credit note and re-invoice. And if you want to create a receipt for this invoice, by clicking this create receipt, you can create a receipt for this invoice. Next, copy invoice. If you want to copy this invoice, same customer, same details, you can copy from here. Right. After you enter your invoices, you can view your list of invoices from here. You can view customer name, document number, customer reference, these details here. And if you want to customize this grid, by clicking this customize grid button, you can customize from here. If you want any column, you can tick that column. And if you want to remove any column, you can remove that column. You can untick, then that column will remove. Next, you can sort by clicking these settings. You can sort ascending or descending order. And if you have any anticipated payment date, there will be that calendar mark. And also, if you attach any document notes to that invoice, you can, these colors will change. Okay, now you can see this color has changed. And if you have attached any documents, this file mark also will change to orange color. And this invoices also, there are few status: unpaid, overdue, paid, and partially paid. Unpaid is your customer hasn't paid for this invoice, and paid means your customer has paid, and overdue means now this invoice due date on 30th January, but so far that customer has not paid, therefore the status will change to overdue. And if your customer paid partially for this invoice, now here total invoice amount is 94,000, total amount due is 44,000. That means that customer has paid partially for this invoice, therefore status will change to partially paid. From actions also, you can preview, print, email, or edit this invoice. And if you want to create invoice, enter credit note, copy invoice, you can do from here. And if you want to print delivery note, you can print from here. And if you want to view history, you can view history. Here also you can search any invoice number or customer. And from search filters, you can filter dated today, dated this month, invoices, and unpaid invoices. Like that, you can filter your invoices. And if you want to sort by multi-column, you can add columns here and you can sort. Next, here also two buttons, inactivated buttons available. If you tick any invoice, these buttons will activate. And if you want to print or email more than one invoice, you can select those invoices and you can print or email. And from here, you can view your number of entered invoices. Now here, 2,404 invoices available. And there are some pages. From here, you can view your invoices. You can navigate for each page and you can view other invoices. Right, like that, you can create invoices. Furthermore, now sometimes you may have foreign customers. In that case, you can select that foreign customers. And when you are invoicing for foreign customers, that exchange rate will display here. Okay, you can see exchange rate. And if you want to change the exchange rate, you can change from here. You can change from here. And also when you are selecting prices, when you are selecting items, that prices will display in customer's currency. Here also balance, credit limit, those things will display from customer's currency. In addition to that, now you can see in this quantity, there are 3 decimal places. Okay, 3 decimal places available. Now, when you are changing your company settings under regional settings, you can set decimal places. Now, if you are selling computers, then computers don't want that decimal places. In that case, you can enter 0 for quantity decimal places, then system will not display decimal places. Like that, based on your company requirement, you can change these settings. Now, if you want to display value decimal places, you can enter 2 here. Or if you don't want to mention that cents or decimal places for values, you can 0 this value. And this currency symbol will display here. Right, now you can practice these customer invoices. And also, as a homework, you can enter few quotations, sales orders, and invoices. And also, please change these settings and enter invoices. You can change these item settings, regional settings, and document messages, document numbers, and you can enter few transactions. Okay, by changing these item settings, you can change that messages, then warning messages you can change, and you can practice that invoicing. And also, please create customers with different price lists, and you can create a few items with that different prices, and please practice that that correct item price will display in the invoice. Okay, you can practice that invoices by changing customer details and these company settings, and you can practice that invoicing. Okay, next we will move to customer recurring invoices. Now, customer recurring invoices we can use for if you are invoicing fixed invoice amount for your customers, you can use this recurring invoices. We will enter one example. By clicking this add recurring invoice, you can add recurring invoice. Now for an example, you have client, you are providing accounting services for that customer, and you will sign an agreement with that customer. You are providing accounting services for 1 year. Then you can set start date. This start date always should be a future date. Otherwise, you cannot save. Okay, current date also you cannot enter. Then you cannot save this. Therefore, this start date always should be a future date. We'll select 1st of October. Then after that, you can select the frequency. Now, if you are invoicing every month, you can select every month. Or if you are invoicing weekly, you can select week. Or every month, every 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, every year, you can select the frequency. Next, end date. If you have any agreement and assume you have signed an agreement for 1 year, then you can select that end date, or else without end date also, you can set this recurring invoice. Next, reference. If your customer has sent any purchase order, or if you have any agreements, you can enter agreement number or purchase order. And if you are giving any discount, you can enter discount here, and you can select the layout from here. These are very similar to a customer invoice. And if you are giving any credit period, you can enter that credit period. Next, create invoice. There are 2 options, as draft or automatically. If you select automatically, system will create this invoice and email to your customer. If you select draft, system will not create the invoice, but system will pop up a message. Then you can check and you can process that invoice. If you select automatically, system will create the system will create the invoice automatically and send to customer. Next, email distribution. I change the customer. Now here, email to this email address available. And if you want to include any CC, you can tick and you can type the CC email address. Next, from here, you can set your email signature. After that, you can select your items. Right. Every month, we will invoice for this customer. And this is amount is fixed. Every month it's 100,000. And also, if you want to link to any analysis code, you can link from here. Here also you can set any notes or messages here, and you can save this recurring invoice. Okay. You can select the invoice customer name, and from here you can select start date and end date and frequency. After that, you can select items and you can save. So there's no end date, therefore it will continue every month. It will continue, and if you set an end date, system will invoice till this end date. Okay. After that, you can save. Okay. Right now, you can create recurring invoice. Go to customers, transactions, customer recurring invoices. You can create a couple of invoices, changing this frequency. Okay, you can enter a few recurring invoices, and you can change the frequency, and you can change start dates, and you can check whether you are receiving that or system will generate that invoices. Right, next, view draft invoices. Now, when you are creating your recurring invoices, there are two options, automatically and view draft or draft. I'll open recurring invoice again. Go to customers, transactions, recurring invoice, add recurring invoice. From here, create invoice mode, there are two options, as draft and automatically. And from here, you can view draft invoices. And if you want to process these invoices, you can tick, and you can select this process an email. Then those invoices will create and will send to your customers. Okay. When you are creating recurring invoices, there are two options, as draft and automatically. If you select automatically, system will generate the invoice and send to your clients. And if you select as draft, system will not generate the invoice. And after that, you can go to draft invoices, and you can select required invoices, and you can process an email. Right, you can view after you create your recurring invoices, you can view your recurring invoices from here. And also here also you can customize this grid. You can tick required columns, and if you want to remove any column, you can untick that column. After that, you can save. Now in this recurring invoice, you can view customer name, recurring invoice number, date, last run, next run, end date, total, active, frequency, create invoice, sales rep. Now here last run is last time this invoice process date. Now here last run is 1st September, and next run 1st October. Now here frequencies every month, therefore it will create every month. And here also no end date. And here this invoice, there's an end date, therefore after that there's no invoices. So if end date available, if end date reached, thereafter no invoices under next run. So from here you can view invoice create date, last run, next run, end date, frequency, and create invoice method automatically or as draft. Right, from actions, you can edit or delete this recurring invoice. And there are few inactivated buttons. After you select any invoice, these will activate. If you want to delete, you can delete. If you want to inactivate these invoices, you can untick this option, and then this invoice will inactivate. And change the frequency. Now, if you want to change the frequency of these invoices, more than one invoice, you can select that invoice. Now here, every month and every day, you can change frequency to every month. Now here, first one every month, second one every day. Now we changed both to every month. Now you can see that first two invoices frequency has changed to every month. Next, change end date. There's no end date. We will set 31st 12. Okay, now end date has changed to this date. So like that, if you want to change more than one invoices at once, you can change from here. Change create invoice method, change report layout, those things you can change at once. Here also you can search invoices, you can filter invoices, and you can sort by multi-column. Right, now you can practice this recurring invoices settings. Okay, like that, you can create recurring invoices. And also, if you have entered any invoice, if you have created any invoice, that invoice also you can convert to recurring invoice by clicking this create recurring invoice. Okay, next we will move to customer credit notes. Now you are selling items to your customers. Sometimes customers will return those goods due to product damage, or if it is expired, or due to any other reason, customers will return that goods. In that case, you can enter credit note in the system. If you enter credit note in the system, that sales will debit, sales or income will debit, and your trade receivable will credit. Same way, your inventory will debit and cost of sale will credit. Okay, and your items will add to the system again, and your customer balance will reduce. Right. You can enter credit note from customers transactions. Select customer credit notes and click add credit note. From here, you can select customer, and you can enter returning items. You can select items here, and you can enter quantity, how many items they are returning. Then you can enter that credit note. Okay, you can add more items, and you can select analysis codes also. Like that, you can enter credit note. After that, if you want to send an email, you can send email, or you can print, or you can save this credit note. Right, now you can enter customer credit note. Go to customers, transactions, customer credit note. Okay, now you can create credit note like this. Now, sometimes your customers will return fully invoice. In that case, you can go to that your tax invoice list, and you can convert that tax invoice to, or your invoice, customer invoice to credit note. Now from here, you can go to that invoice, select actions, and create credit note. From this way also you can create credit note. In that case, you don't want to enter that details. System will fill all details. Customer, items, prices, quantities will select from the system. And also there's a practical issue. Now sometimes you may implement the system recently and you are doing the business from a long time. In that case, that some invoices, returning invoices may not in the system. In that case, you need to manually enter that credit note, or if you have invoices in the system, you can convert that invoice to credit note. Okay, you can enter credit note by go to transactions, credit note, and if that returning invoice available in the system, you can convert that invoice to credit note, then no need to enter again. And if you want to change these items, now for an example here, 4 items returning, and assume that customer is returning only 2, you can change this to 2. Okay, initially it was 4, but assume customer is returning only 2, you can change to 2. And also if customer is not returning mouse, you can delete that item and you can process this credit note. Furthermore, you can enter credit notes from credit notes, and you can select the customer. After you select the customer, there's option from invoice. From here, you can select invoices, returning invoice you can select here. Then system will display that items, or system will populate that invoice details here, and you can process this in credit note. Here also, if you want, you can change quantity or price, and you can save that credit note. Okay, there are 3 methods. First one, you can go to credit customers, transactions, credit note, and you can enter returning items with quantities and pricing. And if you already entered invoices, you can go to invoice list, and by clicking actions, you can convert that invoice to credit note. Third method is you can select the customer, and from invoice, you can select the invoice, and you can process that credit note. Like that, you can create your credit notes. After you create credit notes, you can go to that customer credit note list. And from here, you can view your credit notes. Here also, you can search or you can filter credit notes. And you can sort by multi-column. You can add columns. And from settings, customize grid button, you can select, you can tick required columns, and you can untick if you want to remove any column. After that, you can view this customer credit note list, and you can sort this grid by clicking headings. You can sort ascending or descending order. And from here also, you can actions, you can preview, print, email, or edit your credit notes. And if you want to re-invoice, you can re-invoice, and you can copy this credit note. If you click this copy credit note, same credit note will copy. And if you want to view history, you can view history. And from options, you can view credit note history, user defined field. If you want to attach in documents, you can attach, and you can add document notes. And if you want to invoice again, you can, by clicking this re-invoice, you can re-invoice. And if you want to copy this credit note, you can copy this credit note. And there are two inactivated buttons. If you tick any customer or credit note, these buttons will activate. And you can print and email selected credit notes. If you want to print or email more than one credit note, you can select and you can print or email. And from here, you can view how many credit notes you have entered to the system. Right, like that, you can change these settings. Now you can practice this credit note settings. Okay, so we will wrap up for today. we have uploaded that user manuals and video recordings to your LMS. You can go through that and you can practice, and please practice today's transactions also. You can change your customer company settings and customer settings, item settings, and you can practice today's transactions. And also now we have completed all master files, so you can create several of your master files and you can practice your transactions. Okay, if you have any questions, please message or please ask in next session, and please practice your transaction. Okay, thank you very much. Stay safe.